Cookies. There's just something about them that make people happy. Now, of course, they're sweet. They come in an endless variety of tastes and textures. There's that compact size that makes them so easy to eat and easy to transport. But I think it's a lot more than that. I think that for a lot of us, cookies are part of cherished family traditions. They evoke good memories. They often come from treasured, maybe even secret recipes, and they just bring warmth to a holiday gathering. I'm Charity Nebbe. On this episode of Iowa Ingredient, we will learn the basics of hosting a cookie exchange party with the resourceful chef Terrie Kohl, a caterer, educator, and baker. Then two talented cookie experts, Juli Hardin from Marion and Tiffany Cannon from Davenport, bring their impressive cookie baking talents to our studio kitchen. All that and more coming up next as we celebrate holiday cookies on Iowa Ingredient.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.
According to culinary historians, cookies have been around for thousands of years, and they may have actually started as a way to test oven temperature. A little bit of cake batter would be put in the oven to see if the temperature was right. But of course, these days, cookies are a specialty in and of themselves, and people bake such a huge variety. During the holiday season, it is so much fun to see and taste all of the different kinds. And a cookie exchange party is a great way to do that. Our friend, Chef Terrie Kohl from Country Club Market in Clive, is here to give us the scoop on how to organize a perfect cookie exchange. Hello, Terrie.
Hello there. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Charity.
Thank you so much. And let's start with day of the cookie party. You want to make your house smell wonderful. You want to have refreshments for guests. So what have we got here on the stove?
Oh, yes. This is going to be the spice cider. And we've got that heating. With that then comes some cloves, whole cloves. And that's going to, the essence of that will impart some ground cinnamon. And then I love fresh nutmeg.
Okay.
So this happens to be a nutmeg grater. You can use a microplane. So just put as much or more as you like. And it can also garnish the glass when we're ready to taste.
All right. It's already smelling good in here.
And then we're going to float some fruit. Just float those, and that makes it pretty. We all like things that are pretty. So that's a good start. It's going to, like you say, permeate the air when everyone comes in, and it's something nice as they enter and something soothing and warm.
All right, and we will just let that simmer. We've already got our cookie party started here. You brought some beautiful sugar cookies. This is one of your specialties, right?
It is. These are my frosted cutout sugar cookies that I do for any holiday. These happen to be for Christmas, and I bake them to order.
Nice. So if you want to have a cookie exchange party, of course you want to have enough cookies to make it really worth your while. How many people do you feel is an ideal guest list?
I would say 10 to 12.
How many cookies do you ask each guest to bring?
I like to say 4 dozen on average.
And all of the same kind of cookie?
Yes, that's a great question. I think sometimes people want to bring different ones, but it's best just to do one of a kind.
Because this is how you get your variety, right?
To take home,
right,
yes. Right. And so it's 1 dozen to eat, to put out on the plate for everyone to sample, 2 dozen to take home, and then a fourth dozen I like to take and accumulate and take to a hospice or charity or a philanthropy of choice.
So
for the
4 dozen
holiday.
total, and
Yes.
all of the same kind of cookie.
Yes.
And then they need to bring something to put them in to take them home,
Yep.
right?
Yep. These are great ideas, however, a little small, but just something fun you might have. It can be just a regular plastic container that you have, but that's going to fit, many more dozen than what you bring. And so then you get to take them home, and you're ready, and you can freeze them, or you can have them accessible. And
Right, you can box them up and give them to other people. Now, and you also try to collect the recipes,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I think it's fun to do, to have everyone send their recipe, and then I can accumulate and send them back with the people, stapled with a little binder that says the greatest cookie exchange.
So if there's one of those cookies that you absolutely love, you get the recipe.
You do.
So what else do you do? You've got all these cookies, and people are going to take home. They have to bring a container of some kind to take their cookies home in. What else do you do while you're at the party besides eating cookies?
You can do a little competition and have cookies numbered, and then you put, your favorite cookie or your most unique, or are you going to use that recipe? And so it's just ways to get people involved and away from the stressful, fast pace.
Well, I think it's time for us to enjoy our cookie party. We've got this beautiful cider simmering. Let's garnish that.
Okay. A nice orange wedge.
Beautiful. All right. And then a cookie to go with it.
How about a cookie? Which would you
I'm
like?
gonna have one of these stars.
A star?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have, how about a little
candy cane?
Candy cane.
Oh, so good. Chef Terrie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There can be pure joy in baking cookies. Let's meet Juli Hardin. Baking is a fun tradition for many families at holiday time. But for Juli Hardin, baking cookies and cakes has become the key to her success and happiness. "15 years ago, Juli began to search for a way to start her own business, and after some advice from a friend, she eventually formed Jul's Bakery.
I was in a different life once, and I worked with a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of businesses, and I knew I wanted to have my own business. And I looked around for different businesses to buy, and a friend of mine said, "Why are you ignoring the obvious? You love to bake." And I'd been baking since I was very, very young. And I come from a family of bakers in Wisconsin, so it just made sense. And I had a nice network of people who could help me get the business off the ground, so I started it from scratch.
Owning her own bakery and baking the recipes she loved took on a deeper meaning when life dealt up quite a scare.
Several years ago, I was diagnosed with lung cancer, and it floored me because that's not something that I expected. And I, of course, was worried about the business, but I have a wonderful team, and they filled in for the year that I was pretty much out of commission. And this gave me something to really focus on and look forward to. And I knew that when I was feeling better again, that I would still be able to come back and make wedding cakes for people or birthday cakes. And the fact that I can make a birthday cake for someone has a whole new significance.
The art of baking cookies, especially during the holiday season, is one of Juli's favorite parts of the job.
The tradition of making cookies is in everybody's childhood memory, and making cookies with your mom or your grandfather or whomever. If people are too busy to bake, we do it for them. And we will make probably 35,000 cookies in the month of December for Christmas.
Jul's Bakery has become an iconic staple of the Marion community, providing sweet treats for the whole family to enjoy and allowing Juli to take her passion for baking to the next level.
And now I'm here in the kitchen with Juli. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And we are going to bake cookies. What
We are
kind?
going to make cookies. We're going to get our hands dirty.
Good.
When you asked me to do this, you said your best cookie. The oldest one that I could think of was my molasses crackle cookie. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, we're going to cream here a little bit.
And you're using shortening, not
I am
butter.
using
Why?
shortening. I'm following the recipe. This is an old recipe, and it says to use shortening. And I did use it with butter, and it's a totally different recipe. So today we're going to use the shortening.
All right.
So it's just creaming together the fats and the sugar. And we have the firmly packed brown sugar, because we want that actually has molasses in it. Did you know that?
Yes.
So we're gonna start with that. Drop that down, get that creamed a little bit, and we'll let that work its magic for about a minute or so.
Okay.
Put the molasses here too. The recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup, but I use a little bit more because I like the intensity. That one's not so worried too much about how much of the weight.
Precise amount.
Yep. We're just gonna cream this one together too. It's gonna take a couple minutes. See how it changed color?
Oh,
Got
yeah.
very light.
Got much lighter. Okay.
That's when you know the creaming parts worked. It's magic. Okay, we're gonna put in some flour and some spices, and I have all the spices put
Mixed
together
up.
here. Yep. And I always go a little heavy on that cinnamon, ginger, cloves. You can smell it all. Let's get this going here. And I just want to mix this until that flour is incorporated. And I'm just gonna let that go.
All right.
So because we're doing a crackle molasses, we are going to roll it in sugar and then sprinkle a little bit of water on there. That water will bake it hard, and then as the cookie is expanding, it'll crack.
Okay, so the water is what makes the crackle part.
The water on top of the sugar
Nice.
is what makes it. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I really prefer to use a ice cream scoop. So
All right.
there you go, roll away, and then we'll just
All
do,
right.
they don't spread too much, so you don't have to worry too much about them staying apart on the cookie sheet. So let's put them all on the cookie sheet, and then we will put the water on.
Okay. And now we have to do the water. How much water do you put on?
Just put it on your fingertips like this, and just kind of sprinkle it on there, just like that, just to make
Okay.
it wet. That's all. We're gonna pop them in the oven. We're gonna bake them for 12 minutes at 375.
The kitchen smells amazing. These look wonderful. They did crack, just like you said they would. And we can't eat these right now,
No,
right?
If you try to take them off now, I'm afraid that they would just fall apart on us. So we're just gonna give them a little bit of time to cool down, then we'll be able to take them off the
right.
tray.
Are these good keepers?
Absolutely. Molasses is a natural preservative, so it's gonna keep it nice and
All
cool.
right. Can we try a cookie now?
Please.
All right. Wonderful. Oh, so good. Juli, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We did a little cookie experiment with Juli before she left our studio kitchen. We asked her to bake the same molasses crackle cookie, but with butter instead of shortening.
Juli, when you made a beautiful molasses crackle cookie, we started talking about the difference between baking with shortening and baking with butter, and you have a wonderful example of the difference for us. Tell me about it.
Well, when I looked at the recipe, it's an old recipe and it called for shortening, and shortening kind of has a bad rap right now. So I thought, well, let's try making it with butter because we make such wonderful cookies with butter. And there's a big difference.
Right.
The crackle cookie that I made with the shortening was light, it was fluffy. When I was working with it, it was easy to work with. And then the cookie that we made with the butter was very flat.
All right.
But some people like it that way.
And the dough was really sticky when you were working with it.
Very difficult to work with.
And then it really spread out.
Right.
But let's talk about flavor, because these are perfect and beautiful. These are not ugly.
No.
Can we taste the difference?
Taste it. See if you can tell the difference.
All right.
And then I'll break one of these, and you try this one too. It takes a minute for that beautiful molasses to get to the back of your taste buds there.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a delicious cookie.
Yeah, but there's a lot. You taste that butter.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
And then this is made with the shortening, which will preserve it a little bit more, but it also made it fluffier.
I can already tell, taste-wise, I like these better.
Right.
Texture-wise, these are winners by a mile.
Right. So the next time I experiment with them, I'm going to do a combination
of
the shortening and the butter together and see if I can come up with the perfect crackle
All
cookie.
right. Well, Juli, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for eating.
I'm going to eat them both.
Okay.
Let's meet another cookie expert who appreciates family recipes.
So I started my own baking company because I wanted to do something where I could be my own boss. My kids were going back to school, and I didn't want to be a teacher again. So I decided to start a small baking company out of my house to see if people would be interested in it. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and then we decided to open a storefront, so here I am.
As a mostly self-taught baker, Tiffany Cannon has some family recipes she uses in her bakery, and they're actually her best sellers. Growing up with busy working parents, Tiffany knows how important holiday family time can be, and remembers cookies and other sweet treats being a part of holiday celebrations.
I know in my family, a lot of recipes get handed down generation to generation to generation. So not only are we making them around the holidays, but this is something that I grew up with, my mom grew up with, and then my kids are going to grow up with. But I also think cookies lend itself to for gatherings because you make them in big batches. So you make cookies, you can have a cookie swap or have your neighbors over for coffee and cookies. It just kind of brings everybody together.
A sense of community is an integral part of the atmosphere here. Tiffany prides herself on making her bakery a warm place where patrons feel welcome and happy.
They either are celebrating something like a new baby coming, or a lot of customers are having weddings or birthdays, a lot of graduations, things like that, or maybe they're just out for a day with their friend and they want to have lunch and a cookie. A lot of times they do come in for happy reasons and they are in a good mood.
Making the holidays, or any time of year, bright and cheery is what Tiffany Cannon does best. It's just part of the profession.
I love the job. I would rather be here than anywhere.
And now I'm here in the kitchen with Tiffany. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I totally appreciate it.
What are we going to make today?
We're making rosettes, which is a family recipe that has been handed down 4 generations in my family, and that we make at the bakery now.
Oh, nice. And these are not your typical baked cookies. How do we make them?
Well, what we do, the ingredients are very simple. So we just mix a few ingredients together, whisk it in a bowl, and then we fry them.
All right.
Yeah, very simple. Anybody can do it at home with the ingredients you probably have in your pantry.
All right, well, let's put them together.
We'll start with the flour. And it's just a very, very simple batter. And then we'll add our milk. 2 eggs.
Do you use whole milk or 2% or?
I'm a full fat kind of girl.
All right.
I'm always gonna use the full fat milk. Half teaspoon vanilla, and then sugar. And when we put sugar, we always wanna balance it out with a little salt.
Right, and that's not a lot of sugar.
No, just a teaspoon.
All right.
But we'll hit it with sugar at the end.
All right, plenty of sugar
Yeah.
coming on
Yeah,
later.
you betcha. So the batter is very thin. It's not gonna be like a cookie dough or even like a cake batter. And even honestly, it'll be thinner than even like a pancake batter.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty thin. So, and that's all there is to it. The batter's ready and we're ready to fry.
Great, let's get started. All right, and we are going to fry our rosettes. We've seen exactly what we're looking for here. You've got a pan of vegetable shortening that's been heated up to about 350 degrees.
Yep, 350 degrees. Our irons have been sitting in the oil, so they're nice and hot.
All right, so that's important that the irons are hot and nice and grease covered, right?
Correct. So I'm just gonna dip it in the batter and place it in the grease. You can see the grease is ready to go. And then it'll just kind of cook, and then it'll loosen up just a little bit. I'm just gonna give it a little
Oh, perfect, look at that.
push with my tongs.
All right, I'll trade you.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna take the snowflake and do the same thing. Make sure you dab the grease off of the rosette iron because you don't want it to change the consistency of your batter. And also you wanna make sure the batter does not come up over the top of the rosette iron, otherwise it will absolutely not come off. And it won't pop off like it's doing here. So
All
I'm just gonna
right.
give it a little jiggle, and
I
there's
can
the second
see the
one.
hand of experience. That probably takes a little bit of practice.
It does, yeah. And so I'm gonna just do another one here.
Okay.
And while that's frying, I'm just gonna keep an eye on the brownness, on the doneness on that one. And then when I feel like it's brown enough for me, I'm gonna flip it.
And these are best fresh, right?
For sure. The shelf life
Nice.
is not like wonderful on them. They're not gonna be a cookie that you can keep out for a week and it's gonna be fine. My family likes them the same day, but you know, I've never turned down a rosette that was 2-3 days old, that's for sure.
Well, this seems like it would be a wonderful activity to do at a cookie party because you could be frying them, people could be eating them fresh. It's so fun to watch.
It's interactive. There's kind of a little bit of a technique to it that you got to kind of figure out. I think that would be a really fun idea to do.
Let's just keep making them. This is great. All right, so this is the final touch, just a little powdered sugar on top.
Yep, this is it. So you can have as much or as little powdered sugar as you like. We like a lot. And then it looks like snow on the snowflakes coming down.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And you don't even need to wait until they're cool before you do this, right?
Well, no, we have a hard time waiting at the bakery and in my family. We don't wait very long, so.
All right,
you
well,
go.
I'm not gonna wait anymore. I'm gonna try this one.
I'm gonna have one too.
Oh, they are so light. They just melt in your mouth. Tiffany, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Happy holidays.
You too. Happy holidays.
Tiffany stayed a little longer in our studio kitchen to share a quick classic sugar cookie recipe.
We're gonna make one type of sugar cookie dough, and then I'm gonna show you a lot of different options so you can have this, the sky's the limit for what you can do with this
So many
dough.
different ways to
Yeah.
decorate. Fabulous.
3 sticks of butter at room temperature, sugar,
She poured pudding mix in.
then we're gonna add our eggs and our egg yolks.
All right, so 2 eggs and then 2 egg yolks just for extra richness.
Yeah.
And you also creamed together butter, sugar, and pudding mix. So
Yeah.
that's gonna make them richer too.
Yes,
Huh?
the pudding gives it a little extra kick. It makes it extra delicious. I'm just putting in some vanilla. And then we're gonna add our dry ingredients. So we have flour and our leavener.
All right. Baking soda there.
Yeah?
And so we want to just mix it until it's incorporated. The dough is good as it is. If you just want to scoop it and bake it in the oven, it's totally delicious. Otherwise, if you want to have a little fun, just divide it up. And we're going to pour some sprinkles in here.
So when you bake the cookies, is there a little bit of crunch with the sprinkles?
There is. So you can just have the sprinkles on the inside, or you can roll them in sprinkles. If you press them with the back of a measuring cup, it gives an even finish. You want to bake them about 8 to 10 minutes at 400 degrees.
I am eager to try one of these.
Awesome.
And that is delicious.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Tiffany, thanks a lot. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
That's it for this special seasonal episode. I'm Charity Nebbe. From all of us here at Iowa Ingredient, we hope you have a warm and cookie-filled holiday season.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.